What's going on, everybody? It is amazing to be back. I feel like we haven't done this in frickin' ages since I was gone last week. And
I miss you.
that's so flattering. I appreciate that.
How was Jeremy Long?
Jeremy Long is a saint.
Is he really?
Genuinely, he is a wonderful person. And,
what? The saint of being a huge doofus?
what did he ever do to you? Okay, lots of things, but what? Why the name?
I love Jeremy.
Don't we all? You got a new background. What's going on?
So, I had my favorite shelf, right? My display shelf, but I couldn't see it to work from where I sat and watch movies. So, and it was getting cluttered, so I just was bored. I was like, I'm going to turn that shelf over there by the TV into my display shelf. So, I just moved everything. I'm probably going to be taking a few things from this. This is all samurai movies. Shaw Brothers. I took everything out of the drawers of the entertainment center, and all the Shaw Brothers movies are in there. So,
Jeez.
I mean, there's a couple. I think there's a couple stragglers. Wait, is this a Shaw Brothers movie or is this a random Taiwan movie? This is a random Taiwan movie, so that's not a Shaw Brothers movie. But yeah, oh yeah, there's a couple right here, like Full Moon Scimitar, Kung Fu Instructor. A couple here and there, but yeah, it's looking good. I miss you. How was California?
It is. It was amazing. Genuinely, I wanted to play it down a little bit, but I had one of the best weeks I've had in a very long time. It was nice to get away from everything here. I appreciate that. It was exhausting for one. Like, I got there Tuesday evening, and I didn't get to Jeremy's house till like 4:30 LA time. And
the morning.
Other than PM. Other than that evening, which I didn't do anything Tuesday night. So everything after Tuesday was scheduled from essentially wake up till like 2 a.m, pretty much every single day. So I was full-blown exhausted the entire time.
Did you go to the New Bev?
I did. I went to like everything that I planned. I got to do about 85% of it, which I think in the grand scheme of things is pretty damn amazing. With everything that I did. Yeah, I went to the New Bev. I went for the Saturday night double feature right before I came home for a John Waters double feature of Polyester and Serial Mom, which was wild to see live in person, both of those in 35mm with the crowd.
Now, did you see Assassination of Jesse James?
I did not. We just plain did not have the time to do it. It was kind of a rough week because Jeremy also had to work throughout each of the days. So like Wednesday, I was on my own because he had to go actually into the office that day. But yeah, the rest of the time it was just chock full. I wanted to be able to go, but Tuesday night I was exhausted. I was just done, and I didn't.
Can I ask a personal question?
You can try.
Did you jerk off on Jeremy's couch while they were sleeping?
Unfortunately, no. I think that would have been a great present to leave, but yeah.
That would be awesome. What's this shit?
Yeah, Tuesday night was wild. I ate dinner here, obviously Monday night, and then went to bed. And I didn't get to eat again until 9 p.m. Pacific time. So that's 11 o'clock.
As a fellow big man, we get cranky if we don't get food.
Right. So I didn't eat for about 29 hours. And yeah,
no, never.
it was a long time. First of all, hello to everybody that's here. What's going on, Dave? How you been? Jeff, my friend, I'm so glad you're here. Sean is here.
Sean and I recorded like a 120-minute podcast today on Lone Wolf and Cub.
That was a really long time to say 2 hours.
One.
Anthony's here. What's going on? Eric, my friend. Sardis. Hello, Sean. Glad to have you. Maximus, and then John says I get cranky too. Yeah, 29 hours was a long time to wait. I do have a couple videos coming out on the whole trip on my channel. One is probably going to be dropping in the next couple days, but the other one is probably going to be early next week because we have a severance sale this week, so I got to talk about that at least once. And
there's a severance sale.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Very cool. So what about you? the last 2 weeks, what's new in your?
We reopened the restaurant.
That was what I was waiting to hear about.
I want to shut it down.
Already.
It fucking sucks, dude. While you were in California having the time of your life, seeing John Waters in 35 millimeter, I was dealing with the public.
And how swamped has it been?
Pretty bad. Pretty swamped. We're trying to take no reservations just because we don't have the help. Like, literally, we finished the remodel. So I was thinking we were going to open after the remodel was fully done, maybe a month, because we had to, we've got everything hung, all the tables aligned, everything literally last Monday and Tuesday. And then my mom's like, we're reopening Wednesday. I was like, what? Just out of the blue, no preparation. So we had like a Frankenstein crew of employees. We had a waitress who used to wait tables there when I was 16. So we had like a waitress who's been there on and off for a while. My good friend David, who worked at the restaurant when he was 16 up until he graduated college, and now he works full time at the U of I as the events coordinator for the Assembly Hall, or now it's the State Farm Dome, or whatever the fuck they're calling it. But he has a full time salary job with benefits, and he came back and waited tables on Saturday. And then delivery drivers, we've always had a nice steady crew of delivery drivers, but we hired a 17-year-old dishwasher, and she does a good job, but you could tell after the rush she's burnt. So right. I've been taking her home about 12:31 in the morning, and then still doing the rest of it, still cleaning the kitchen, still sweep mopping. I'm not getting out of there anytime earlier. And then the public, the thing that really grinds my gears, really makes me upset, is we've been open the whole time, and the amount of if I had $1 for every time someone said this to me, I would have been able to retire at the end of this week. Is, oh my God, I miss you guys so much. It's like, really? We've been here. You have chosen not to support us. You have chosen not to eat at this restaurant because we took a stance that you deemed political, and we didn't have the dining room open. That's why you're not here. And I haven't been saying that. What I've been saying is, we've been here. Where you been?
Right.
Or when people go, take off that mask. Why you got that mask on? I just look at them and go, you don't believe in science? And the response is always, I had a guy, I had a kid order food from me that I went to school with. He's younger than me, so I call him kid. Really, he's like 28. But I think I told part of the story. He called me on Facebook Messenger, and I saw, because like, you know how like if you have Messenger hooked up to your iPhone, it still rings like a normal phone call.
Yeah, it's really weird.
But I saw like Facebook Messenger. I was like, what the fuck? So I answered. And I was like, hello? And I could tell he was obviously drunk. And he orders, he's like, what's your favorite pizza? And I tell him, and my favorite pizza's got roasted red pepper flakes, jalapeno, spicy chicken. It's a spicy-ass pizza. And I go, it's spicy. He goes, I don't care. I want two. So I get two. He never comes and picks them up. He got too drunk and fell asleep. So he came the next day to pay up, right? But his first thing is when he says, take that mask off to talk to me. And I go, you're in my house. You put a mask on to talk to me. And this was before we were fully open. So, yeah. And then also, like, all the old people who every time they pick up, they would bitch, why aren't you open up yet? And now that we're open up, they're just picking up food.
Yeah.
I hate the public.
Well, that, and there's so many people that have never worked in the service industry that don't understand it.
You can tell. Oh, and then because so we're taking no reservations, right? Because we can't handle it. We just can't. Because Ryan, can you in chat help me out here? Because I want to know if this is me just being an asshole. But do you know any other restaurants that you can call them, place your entire order over the phone for dine-in at a specific time? So if you wanted to show up at my restaurant at 6:30 with 5 people and you gave me all your food and you expect it to be ready when you get it, can you do that in any other restaurant?
Hell no.
No, but we used to do that. We used to because my parents bent over backwards to suck every fucking dick that was possible just to make $40. So when we opened up, I was like, listen, we shouldn't do that. We can't handle it. My mom was like, good point. Right. The amount of people is, oh, let me talk to your mom. And I'm like, my mom set that rule. My mom set that rule. talking to her is not going to bump you up in the line. You're not special. The amount of people like, well, I used to do it all the time. And then they just don't show up. And then today, someone messaged me on my personal Facebook. I haven't seen them at the restaurant once since the pandemic started. Hey, we got 6 people. We like to come in Thursday. Can we make a reservation? Sorry, we're short-staffed. I wish we could, but we can't. Then he gives me a sob story about how everyone's knees hurt. I don't give a fuck if you don't even have legs, motherfucker.
What does that have to do with reservations? Just come in. And if you have to wait a little while,
just wait. If you have to sit in the car, that's fine. I don't give a fuck if you don't have legs.
Anyways, so it was a hell of a week, obviously, the last couple weeks. And I was primarily excited about being in LA because that was my first time in California since 2014. And really my first time in LA in about 10 years, probably, like in LA proper, at least. So tonight we're going to be talking about films set in LA. But before then, I bet we both got a lot of watches, and I'm sure you've got pickups and stuff to talk about.
I do have pickups. Let me go grab them. Talk about what you watched.
I don't have any pickups because those are being saved for my patrons for tomorrow. I'm going to be having a nice Patreon exclusive stream tomorrow night. And John says, imagine what Severin gets for complaints if this is what's going on for pizza. I can't imagine what Severin gets for complaints when you talk about a website going down for how many sales in a row now? We're at like 8 or 9 sales in a row, something like that the website has gone down.
Are we gonna take an over under if it's gonna go down?
I don't.
You want to make a bet?
I don't think there's an over under anymore. I think the over under is 100%. What I was going to say is I don't think the bet is if it's going to go down. It's how long for it to go down.
I will say it'll go down within 20 minutes.
That's a huge chunk of time. I'm talking like within 2 minutes.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll say it'll go down in 1 minute and 45 seconds. That is my final goal.
I remember like 3 sales ago, everybody was pissed off because at like 12:01, the site went down. But what they didn't know is if you got there 15 minutes early, the site was secretly up just a few minutes before.
That's awesome. That's like sometimes people will call like 15 minutes before we're open over and over and over. And I'll see the name on caller ID and I'll answer. And they're like, are you open? I'm like, technically, no, you got the voicemail like 10 times. So you know we're not open.
Either that or super busy.
Or you're an idiot and you don't know how to listen, which is probably likely.
John thinks it is not going to go down this time.
John, you think
Maximus says, as cranky as their website makes me, I still can't bring myself to get angry about it. I just feel bad. I don't ever really get mad about it.
Yeah.
You're that big of a name. Invest in a little bit of
But also now it's kind of funny. You know what I mean? Just
right, which is why Anthony is now betting 1 minute and 30 seconds.
Now it's funny. So like I would say make it a tradition. Purposely make it go down.
Even when it's up, just start refreshing.
Yeah. Can I talk about pickups?
Please do, and then we'll talk about what we watch.
Human Lanterns by 88 Films, Kung Fu Bob artwork.
You already talked about that one, sir.
Some boobs. Did I?
Yeah.
Oh, whatever. Well, it's a good movie. I know I didn't talk about this. I just got this the other day. Hero.
Correct.
The U.S. release for some reason got pushed back for some weird reason. So I have the dumb UK artwork right here. Depends on how long it takes me to check out. Then it'll go down. Says Max. Oh, John Stumpf. He said, I'm sorry I'm late. I just finished the one that Flip is going to be proud of for me. Is I watched Human Lanterns. That is a good watch. What'd you think, John? I feel like John Stumpf won't like it because he likes bad things. But this movie is a modern remake of 1997. This is a late Shaw Bros movie, 1997. This is a remake of Boxer from Shantung, which came out in 1972. The story is very disjointed. It's very fast paced. Very much a product of its time. Just boom, boom, boom. But the action is incredible and worth watching. And I don't know if anyone can see. that is some of Bob's best fucking artwork yet. It's awesome. I love it. There's commentary by Mike Leader and Artie Vinema, and some more Frederick Ambrosine. But it's a HD remaster from the original 35mm negatives. So I wonder if 88 did that themselves, because usually they've been using the Celestial Pictures ones, and they'll just say HD transfer, but they specifically said new transfer on that one. And I don't know if I've mentioned this. I feel like I probably did, but this was one of my grails for the longest time. This is Shintaro the Samurai.
I don't think you have yet.
So this was a TV show that was 128 episodes. It's a samurai show from the 60s. And for some reason, you know me, it's out of my comfort zone, but fight scenes were fun, silly. The skull mask is super memorable, which is why I picked it up. I was too intrigued by that cover art. It's a slasher flick in a martial arts movie. It's so good. But this show, for some reason, got brought over to Australia fully dubbed. And it was a huge success to where the star of the show, when he got off the plane, was like mobbed by people, like just like going crazy for him. This is one of the releases. This is super out of print. Makes a nice mural of the character right there. There was a hyper special edition, like a hyper limited edition, which was like in a hard box that flipped up, and it had like 20 DVDs all lined up that all made a better mural. This is like the compact reissue, but still, this is extremely rare. I've watched the first season. Each season's a complete story, so it's like 13 episodes, I think, a season. Really fun. Really good ninja stuff. I like it a lot.
Dave says, since everyone is expecting Severin to go down quick, we will now all go in later, which will cause it to crash later.
John says he watched Thrilling Bloody Sword and 8 Diagram Pole Fighter. Have you watched Thrilling Bloody Sword yet?
No, and that's because I don't think I have it yet, because I bought it with a bunch of them, and it included one of the newest the pre-orders that still hasn't come to me yet. Or maybe I did get that one. I'm not sure. I need to watch it.
Are you ready to get into our topic?
No. Let's talk about recent watches.
Okay. I watched all the Lone Wolf and Cub movies. Spoiler.
12 people are now drinking with you.
They're really good. No, but I found something that I didn't know about, because I did research for that episode. The TV show version, every like quarterly, they would take like a plot line that was 2 or more episodes, and they would film new sequences and then edit the episodes into a movie and release it theatrically and on TV. And one of them is called The Fugitive Samurai. It got an English dub. Very weird, very bizarre. It's on the Wu-Tang Collective YouTube channel for free. But it's literally just it's a little disjointed as a standalone movie because it's in the middle of a season. So you're just kind of like thrown in. There's no like real explanation, but it's still a pretty solid movie. I could probably see it's the best of those made for TV movie versions of the episodes. Besides that, I think I finished God, fuck. I'm already getting tipsy. What's that? What's that Mormon show I've been watching?
Mormon show?
Yeah, with Andrew Garfield.
Oh,
Under the Banner of Heaven.
Yeah, the one that's on Hulu.
Episode 7. I don't know if that's the last one. It seemed like the last one. Really good. Finished Bosch. Really pissed at that ending. They set up. Thank God I got greenlit for a season 2, because Bosch's daughter gets kidnapped by a serial killer. So
and this is a Bosch spinoff, right?
Yeah. So at the end of Bosch, he throws away his badge because of politics and corruption, and now is a private investigator. And his daughter Maddie is now a cop, and yeah, it's pretty good. But it was actually really good. She got kidnapped. And then I started watching Mr. In Between. And I like it. It's good.
Cool.
I think that's
Eric says, walking right now to the theater to see Cronenberg's Crimes of the Future. You haven't seen that yet, right?
Have you?
I have. I watched it.
Good?
I watched it at Universal City Walk in Hollywood last Friday night, and it was not good.
Whoa, really?
Yeah,
What about
this
the
is
ear guy that's listening to techno?
I mean, he looks cool, but this is, I believe, at the moment, my lowest rated Cronenberg. Now, there are certain movies of his that I've not seen yet, just some of the older ones. But yeah, I don't understand the people that are praising this film. It seemed rather pointless to me, and it seemed. What I'm saying is that it seemed like he had
Is it
some
true
ideas.
she like puts her hand inside him and jerks him off?
No, not really. There's some odd things. Anyways, the yeah, so it feels like he had ideas for some practical effects and then kind of shoehorned a plot around it, and it just didn't work. I also have discovered that I hate Viggo Mortensen. I feel like he can't act at all. He was not good in this.
Have you seen Eastern Promises?
Every bad actor, or not every, but a lot of bad actors have some exceptions. He is.
You think
so
Viggo
bad.
Mortensen's a bad actor?
I think he is incredibly boring and monotone. I don't understand how that's shocking. So yeah, that is not great in my opinion. I said I watched Polyester and Serial Mom. Both played like gangbusters in front of a crowd. It was great in 35 millimeter. Last night I watched Phantom of the Paradise, the musical from the 70s, and that was much better than Crimes of the Future in my opinion.
Did you see John's comment?
Also went to Top Gun Maverick in the Dolby Theater and immediately wanted to sign up for the Navy.
Could you imagine John in the Navy?
He'd probably do very well. Eric says Spider is my least favorite so far. We'll see if I agree about Crimes. Haven't seen Cosmopolis or Map to the Stars yet.
I like Cosmopolis.
I don't think I've seen Map to the Stars yet either.
I don't think I've seen Map to the Stars, but I didn't hate Cosmopolis. My favorite Cronenberg is Eastern Promises.
See, and Eastern Promises is like barely top 5 Cronenberg for me. It's very good, but it's not what I go to Cronenberg for. Anthony says, do I think Viggo Mortensen being in the film hindered your enjoyment of the film? Absolutely. I do think it is. Yeah, I think it's worse because he's in it. Sincerely.
I think that's the worst thing you've ever... I think that's the worst thing I think I've ever heard you say.
Well, and that's the thing. I also think his character was just poorly written. He is incredibly bland in this movie. Sardis, yes, that is the film with Paul Williams. I have been in a big Rocky Horror kick lately, and I want to see more Paul Williams stuff. And I have a family member staying with me at the moment, and she wanted to see something like that too. So figured, why not put in Phantom of the Paradise?
Wait, who's staying with you?
My mom.
Oh, I thought it was your hot sister.
Jesus. The other thing that I wanted to bring up. I wanted to bring up that I finally saw Everything Everywhere All at Once.
I'm watching that tonight.
I watched it in the Chinese theater on Hollywood Boulevard.
That's racist.
I immediately had it leap into possibly my top 5 films of all time.
Why is everyone's... This better be a fucking life-changing movie. If I watch this and I'm not hard at the end, I'm going to be upset.
It is certainly not a sexy film. It is one of those films.
She's beautiful.
I'm not denying that, but watch it and you'll understand. There's really nothing sexy about it. It is a captivating, genuinely life-changing film.
That good?
Yeah. My Letterboxd review for it, almost word for word, probably says something like, I don't know if this is the best movie ever, but it may be, and I need to watch it again to confirm.
Is this like the multiverse of madness for people who have childhood trauma?
Yes, but with talent.
Awesome.
Yeah, so it is very well made. The acting is incredible, but the biggest thing is the writing in this movie is just above anything that it needed to be.
Is it worth the $20 rental on Amazon?
I mean, honestly, now that like physical media is already about to ship, I would just say get it there rather than
I can't
paying
wait.
$20.
I can't wait anymore.
Well, then, if that's the case, I'm sure you can find it playing in a theater near you and go do that for $12 instead. I know that's more difficult because of your work schedule and all that, but it's certainly worth making the sacrifice to see it that way.
Well, I can't wait to watch it.
It is like time-wise, it is a long film, but experience-wise, it flies by, and those are rare for me nowadays.
You technically watched a kung fu movie.
Kind of. Well, I've watched a few in my life, but it is genuinely like one of the best things I've ever seen.
Damn. Well, fuck. That's you, Zach. I think Fu said that too. So, goddamn.
Yeah, it's amazing. I can't also ignore Sean's pun. He said, "Flip is Vigo mortified."
Did you listen to his bonus episode of Food for Thought?
Oh, the uncensored one?
The one on sadness?
I think so. When was
his
that?
Wife tapped out, like right after the train sequence.
The train sequence is tough. I get that.
The train sequence is what Filippo's Pizza looks like on a Friday night.
Gross.
I know.
Hey, Jeff, I have watched the first one,
which me and Sean talked about today. It's the slowest movie in the lot.
To say this or not, I have tried to surprise you for like 3 months now. I have the second one out of the case and up by my Blu-ray player. It has just been an impossible time the last few months to be able to.
Dude, the moment you surprise me, I'm gonna get a boner on stream. You'll just see the like this just rise up.
I don't have any fabric around me, right? I was going to say, except it would
Eric,
only be.
Enjoy
like
your movie. That. Let us know how Techno Earman is.
Eric is probably going to love it way more than me.
So, you want to talk about our list?
Yes, let's talk about our list. Like I said, tonight we were talking about 5 LA films each. And the first, before we get into the list, and I hope that this isn't taking anything from you, I wanted to bookend this first with talking about Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Obviously, with it happening in and around LA completely, I went this last week to El Coyote, the restaurant that they go to in the movie, and I had lunch there with one of my patrons and saw the area that they filmed in the movie and in the restaurant, and found out, I didn't know in real life, that's actually the restaurant that Sharon Tate had her final dinner in the night she died.
Whoa.
Yeah, so that was actually carried over to the film. And so I ate there, and then the patron I went with also went a couple days later to the restaurant that Leo and Brad went to for their dinner on that same night. So I wanted to go to that one, but I never got the
How
the
good
right
was the
amount of
food at the Sharon Tate restaurant?
Fucking great. It was good,
Was
authentic
it killer?
Mexican. Yes, I will say it was killer, especially coming from Kansas City, where they have zero authentic Mexican. So yeah, it was really good. Took a picture outside. That'll be in one of my videos that I put up. It was a good time, but there was so much in that movie that I wanted to revisit in LA that I feel like I just want to talk about movies that shine a light on LA. So why don't we go through our list? You want to go first?
Nightcrawler, baby.
Nightcrawler.
Fantastic movie. Jake Gyllenhaal should have won all the awards that year for that performance. Just incredible. It doesn't even look like Jake Gyllenhaal in my mind. He's completely that character. There's movies that make you want to go to LA, and there's movies that make you want to avoid LA. This movie makes me want to avoid LA. It's an absolutely incredible film. I'm sure everyone's seen it by now. It's fucking amazing. But yeah, number 5 is Nightcrawler.
I want to throw in on that Nightcrawler is one of those films that you could say a lot of these probably could take place anywhere, but Nightcrawler does a really great job of showing why this one had to be in LA, because he is going all over the freaking city. The For anybody that's ever been to LA, it is a sprawling metropolis. It is not small. It is not something that's easy to maneuver around. It's a dangerous city to drive in, and to be able to get to some of these things first as he's trying to get on, scene to some of these accidents and crimes and stuff, it is damn near impossible. So somebody that has this sort of service or skill is going to be highly sought after. So yeah, I think that is an incredible choice, and it was on my list. I have 10 here just in case you chose any. So
I wanted to highlight movies that LA is almost a character.
Yep.
In and of itself. So I think Nightcrawler that city is a character in that movie.
I agree. My first one, I think, is makes LA very much a character, and one that let me restart that sentence. You wanted to talk about LA being a character. I realized that there was a lot of movies that were set in LA that we've talked about a lot on here, so I wanted to whittle mine down to ones that we haven't talked about that much. And we've talked about action quite a lot on this channel, but I don't think we've ever given praise to one of the GOATs. And I want to bring up the original Point Break, because that movie is full of homoerotic amazingness. And I mean, Keanu is incredible. I mean, that was, his first real thing that saw him break out from some of his other genres that he had been in, and brought him to the forefront of, things leading to Speed and eventually The Matrix. But him and Swayze, and the way they film the robberies, the ocean, the way that these characters interact, it is something that really had to be set in LA to have. I mean, there's not many movies that you could, or not many cities that you can set a film in where they're going to be robbing banks, skydiving, and then learning how to surf in a matter of like 12 minutes. So
pretty fucking awesome.
The original Point Break is genuinely one of the greatest achievements in cinema ever. That movie is amazing.
Does that have a release anywhere?
Not a great release, no. It's got like a standard blue.
Well, that sucks.
Great pick. Can you imagine the original Point Break in 4K, like really well done, color graded and everything?
Oh yeah, be amazing.
Yeah.
That's a great pick.
What's going on, Flex?
My number 4, Ambulance, the latest Michael Bay movie. Fucking love that movie, man. That movie is awesome. That pretty much visits every aspect of LA, the downtown, the ghetto area, the just like everywhere. If like that whole movie is driving around LA. It's fucking awesome. That movie's awesome. Look up the budget for Ambulance real quick.
It is very low.
It's shockingly low for how much they achieve in that movie.
I don't know why I didn't just go to IMDb, but it says 40 million.
That's insane to me. They blew up $40 million worth of cars alone.
There's an article that says Michael Bay's Ambulance budget was nearly $200 million less than his last Transformers film.
He did a lot more with it.
Let's see. It says $40 million budget is about Interestingly enough, the $40 million budget is about $8 million more than the $32 million figure Ambulance's protagonists are trying to steal.
That's pretty funny. D-Flex says, "Oh damn!" So Ambulance is good, very good.
Ambulance is one of those odd films where I've heard exact polar opposites. I've heard a lot of people saying this is one of the best movies of all time, and then a few people really
of all time.
No, I'm talking about the ones that are really hyperbolic, and then a lot of people saying like this is just utter trash. So
the people who think it's utter trash are soulless husks. That movie is fun as fuck. It's like what cinema's made for. You go in, you see it on the IMAX. It's just dumb action. It doesn't try to be more intelligent than it is. It knows what it is. It knows it's a Michael Bay movie. Some of the dialogue is so funny that it makes you cheer. Like there's a scene where a guy is like, "Tell my wife I love him," and the girl's like, "You tell him yourself." And I was like, "Woo!" Like, fuck yeah, dude. So when people say it's not good, I don't respect you or your opinion.
And to me, like, I don't really think they're saying it's not good. I think that the thing they're pointing out is that people are hyping this way more than they should, and there are other movies that are coming out that deserve a lot more attention than Ambulance from Michael Bay. Not that it's not that it's not good.
Ambulance is better than anything Tarkovsky has ever done.
I mean, that's not difficult to pull off.
But yeah, that's my number 4. Ambulance. It's fantastic. Jake Gyllenhaal. Again, Jake Gyllenhaal.
Yep.
Back to back.
Sardis says 2 of his picks, Up in Smoke and Born in East LA. We got some Cheech and Chong fan there. What do you think of Cheech and Chong? I don't think we've ever talked about Cheech and Chong.
I love Cheech and Chong. They're awesome. I wish I enjoyed weed like they did.
I really like Born in East LA. I've always preferred that over Up in Smoke, but I haven't watched either one in a long time.
My dad plays them at the restaurant regularly. They're in like steady rotation.
Interesting.
Yeah, I like Foo here. People are idiots. Ambulance is an absolute riot. And then I think by proxy, he is calling John an idiot.
I won't say that Sean is calling John an idiot, but I
mean, by proxy.
All right. Let's see. One of my next ones that I don't think we have talked about either on this channel ever, or maybe I talked about it on my other channel, but I want to bring up Sean Baker's Tangerine. Tangerine is a film shot only on iPhones and is a really kind of gross look at LA that really needs that sort of colliding culture scape that LA is, and just gives like birth to this gross, diverse mixture of people that are forced to coexist, but then in a sense also can't coexist. And Tangerine is done so well that it really makes you mortified for the people involved, but also sort of want to witness it. And for a movie like that, that is such an incredible achievement. And that's what Sean Baker really does best, is that sort of thing. He really highlights the difference between cultures, between classes, between, people struggling to survive and people thriving, the way that we're all just people at the end of the day. And Tangerine really highlights that in some awkward ways, but it is just so well done. Tangerine is a damn near perfect film for what it's trying to pull off in that genre. It's got a lot of, obviously it's not like one of the best movies ever made, but what they're trying to accomplish, it is very, very successful.
I've never seen that movie.
I think you'd enjoy it.
I think I would
genuinely.
Too.
Yeah.
My number 3 is
Yep.
Michael Mann's Collateral. I think that's my favorite Tom Cruise role. I wish he would do more villains. It's just, he's absolutely electrifying. Jamie Foxx. Honestly, the movie is about a total Chad teaching a nerd how to get pussy. That's what the whole movie is, and it works amazingly. So, highly recommend Collateral. And also, it's got a great 4K. The 4K looks fantastic. The nightclub shootout scene is iconic. Just love that movie. It's a perfect night movie. Exactly. Fantastic.
I don't have the 4K for this yet, and I really need to get it. I've got the old blue, but that is like, Mann is the type of filmmaker that really begs for a really good 4K.
Yeah, Heat's coming out.
Heat's coming out. They never did, like, Miami Vice doesn't have a 4K, does it?
That's such a good fucking movie, dude. Miami Vice fucking rules. That movie
And then
rocks.
I genuinely hope we get a Manhunter 4K eventually.
I would shit my pants.
It has been out of print for so long from Scream Factory that it deserves it.
Hey, homie, is that my briefcase? I love that scene, dude. And he just shoots him. Fucking awesome.
Speaking of shooting, my number 3 is one that, again, the city is desperately a character, and that is Menace to Society.
Man,
that
our lists are vastly different. I thought they were going to be... Damn.
again, I've got like 10 or 12 listed here, and some of them I knew you were going to talk about, so I have not brought them up. One of them for sure I'm expecting you to say, so it's not listed. But
is it another Michael Bay movie?
No. Menace to Society is a really like disparate look at race and culture in South Central LA, and the way that the people that grow up into it are essentially destined to be stuck in one of these societies. And I guess I'm probably going to drop a spoiler for something that's like 25 years old at this point, or 30 years old, or whatever, almost 30 years old. But the way that you are really rooting for a character that you can see the entire time is not a good person is such a classic way to like hook the viewer into that real deep empathy. And right when you think finally he's going to make the right decision and get out of here and everything's going the right way, they come in and ruin it with that climax, and the main character of the film just gets freaking murdered in the front yard right before he's able to get free. And it sucks, and it's such a gut punch. And it's, I mean, I'm not going to personally make any Will Smith or alopecia jokes right now, but it's the best thing Jada Pinkett Smith's ever done, I think. It is a really, really messed up movie, and I highly suggest the Criterion 4K. It looks great.
I'll make an alopecia joke.
Please don't.
I'm glad she has it. She's a bitch.
Jesus Christ.
Hey, I'm
all
balding,
right.
all right? I can say that. Could you imagine if every Italian just got upset every time someone made someone a bald joke? We'd be slapping everybody.
No Italian likes Cardi B, though.
Wet wop wop wop. I swear to
I'm
God,
glad that clicked in your head right there.
God, when I first heard that song, when I first heard of that song, I just heard, oh, Cardi B's new hit single WAP. I was like, are you fucking kidding me? I was like, are you fucking kidding me? And then I listened to it, I was like, okay. I was like, all right. My number 2 is Heat. Michael Mann's Matt. What are you doing?
It's the most obvious pick, but that's not the one I was waiting for you to say.
My number 1 is probably what you're going to say.
We'll see.
I adore Heat. Incredible. Just one of the best movies ever made. Can't wait for the sequel. I'm going to read a book. Can't wait to read a book. I'm going to have to learn how to read a book. Just perform like top 5 greatest performances, or top 3 greatest performances from 3 of cinema's greatest actors: Robert De Niro, Al Pacino, Val Kilmer. Just fucking incredible. The backdrop of the city is great. The shootout sadly inspired a pretty cool shootout in real life. Just awesome all around. Wasn't there a 4K in Germany last year?
I don't think any of them have been actually released yet.
Okay. That's my number 2.
Heat is one of those movies that is like definitively cinematic. And for anybody that has not seen it, you are certainly missing something. And as much as we've talked about it on this channel, you are.
And if you haven't, and if you've seen it and didn't like it, you're also missing something. So.
And if it's been a while, maybe go back and give it another watch, because it's one that does, I would say over time, it might even get better on a rewatch for sure. Heat is just one of those movies
Heat never grows old. It's just better and better and better each time.
I would agree there.
Why'd you make that face?
Because you got really, your internet crapped out on you for a second. You got really slow.
I am slow.
Sardis says most of these films seem to lean towards violence, so I'm going to break that streak with my number 2. And my number 2 is Clueless with Alicia Silverstone and Donald Faison. I think that Clueless is freaking incredible. It is one of the best comedies of the last 30 years. I think that it's a great Shakespeare adaptation. I think that it is one of the most fun type of films to go back and watch. It is a tragic film. I mean, Brittany Murphy is freaking incredible in it. and really
R.I.P.
shows what she could have been
R.I.P. Brittany
eventually.
Murphy.
We got brand new look into Paul Rudd at that time. It was something that a lot of people expected Halloween 6 type vibes, and instead he came in and showed that he could act and had a little bit of range. And everybody in that movie is great. It is genuinely funny. It has very memorable characters, spawned a TV series, which nobody watched, thankfully. Yeah, Clueless. What do you think about Clueless?
I'm clueless. Don't know much about it.
Please
Saw
tell
it
me you've seen
once.
Clueless.
Seen it once.
It is so good.
Didn't realize Paul Rudd and Brittany Murphy were in it.
Must have been a
I
long
want to give a
time
couple
ago.
shout outs. I mean, we're talking probably 20 years ago. Easily.
Right.
Easily. 20 years. I want to give a couple honorable mentions. To Live and Die in LA, like Jeff is saying, is up there for me. I'm more doing recency bias. These are movies I've seen recently. But I could easily see me redoing this list in like a year, taking Ambulance out and throwing To Live and Die in LA somewhere in there. Great movie. But my number one is Nicholas Winding Refn's Too Old to Die Young. I think it's his absolute crowning achievement. And I'm kind of cheating because it's technically a show, but it's a series of mini movies. It's absolutely incredible. It takes place in LA, but it also goes to Mexico. It goes to Nevada. It goes to the desert. It's just an incredible piece of cinematic achievement. I know it's not for everyone. Nicholas Winding Refn, I think Drive is probably what you were expecting me to say.
Yeah, because this is a TV show. And we're talking about movies.
It's when it
It's
aired
literally listed as episodes.
when it played at Cannes, the first 3 episodes were a movie. So if I'm gonna go, I'm gonna cheat and say that those first 3 episodes, yeah, I love it. It's one of the best things he's done. He's a director that I think I've loved every project of his. I know people don't like Only God Forgives. But I thought that movie was brilliant.
It's great.
Valhalla Rising is great. Drive is probably his most accessible movie. Which once Orbit gets more in stock, I'm gonna get that second sight release. I missed out. Love it.
So I've not seen any of the episodes for this one. I can't really comment on it. I did expect Drive as soon as you said his name, obviously. And I will throw out Drive is actually really good at encapsulating LA. They really seem to capture the tone of the city, especially the city at night. If anybody has never driven around LA at night, LA is an odd one because there are certain streets that are very alive at night, but then there are other areas like you can be the only car on a freeway for miles that has thousands of cars in that exact spot the next 8 hours later. It is such an odd little surreal experience. LA, the way that he drives through the entire first opening cinematic scene it's fairly accurate for the way that city looks at that time. It's great.
I want to just drive around LA. I really do. I just want to rent a car and just cruise. Just have a good time.
It would have been nice if I had a lot more free time to just be able to go back on some of these back roads. Like I know that I brought up Mexican food at that restaurant earlier, but the amount of Mexican culture in LA that they have, like this random ass road that has a taco truck that's open every single day in the middle of this neighborhood for 4 hours, and you only know about it because you follow some like TikTok page or something that's talking about the best tacos in LA. That's the type of thing that it's just to embrace all of that culture would be amazing.
I want to go and like embrace the cholo culture. I really like. I think aesthetically it's really cool. I think everyone I've met who's from LA and is a cholo are some of the nicest people in the world. Plus, look, I fit fucking right in, dude. Look at that. I look like a fucking. If I just had a plaid shirt, I look like a cholo.
With only the top buttoned.
Yeah, just fucking. I look like a cholo.
You need those rectangular, really dark sunglasses.
I lean like a cholo, all up in the club. Tell me. I also want to go and have you heard of Crip Mac?
No.
It's a Crip. He's a gangster. He's also a rapper.
Oh,
I keep
yeah.
it 50 feet. That guy.
He was in the Channel 5 video.
Yeah, I want to keep it 50 feet. I want to go hang out with him. Dude, me and my friends quote that all the time. Like when someone's being a douchebag, we're like, he's not keeping it 55th. Like,
I forgot all about that name. Yeah,
I want to go hang out with him.
So I think I have what is essentially the definitive number one title here of what really represents the city at number one. And oddly, this is one that we really haven't talked about, even though this is
Fast and Furious.
Really one of the best movies of all time.
Fast and Furious.
It is Fast and Furious 2 Tokyo. No. My number one is clearly Terminator 2. Terminator 2. It is shot in such a way that they capture everything about LA. I mean, you see the LA River, you see a freaking helicopter going under an overpass in LA, and they actually filmed that. It's real. It was practical.
Yeah, well, Ambulance has 2 helicopters.
And 412 drones. I get it. So
T2 is one of my favorite movies of all time. It was my favorite movie for years. Incredible movie.
One of the best overall films of all time. Again, focusing on violence. Sorry, Sardis. But yeah, it is a movie that is acted really well. It's got a great cast, and it is done in such a way that it has that perfect background in pretty much every single scene. I can't even argue with it.
Sardis says he hitchhiked through LA in the middle of the night in the early 80s, got picked up by a car of Mexicans on my way to San Diego. They fed me tacos and got me high. Strange ride, dude.
Sounds like heaven. Sounds
fucking awesome, dude. The whole time you're probably like, why are we building a wall? These guys rock.
You mentioned To Live and Die in LA. Did you have any other major honorable mentions or anything about T2 that you wanted to say?
T2 is it's one of those movies I think I've talked about. My dad had a heart attack. Uncle picked me up. Saw T2 for the first time. Blew me away. Love that movie. Incredible. Holds a special place in my heart. Too bad Eddie Furlong aged the way he did. But I've also aged like shit, and I've never done drugs. So, excuse. I don't have an excuse.
Other honorable mentions? Anything?
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, obviously. The TV show Bosch. I think genuinely Bosch does a great job of capturing LA, like for real, really does.
For some reason, I thought Bosch was set in like Boston or something.
No, it's in LA. There's a lot of like nighttime episodes that are great. The Shield, fucking awesome. I just think LA. You want to hear a fun fact?
Maybe.
Over 50% of the world's entire serial killers have spent significant time in LA.
LA will do that for you.
A weird fact.
Yeah.
A weird little fact.
Anything else other than Once Upon a Time and the TV shows?
That's it. I need a haircut. I'm looking like John Stump.
The one that I was really expecting you to mention at number one. I genuinely thought that you were going to name Deep Cover.
Ah, fuck, dude. I forgot that. And then Fu, is Training Day in LA?
I think it is, but more importantly, End of Watch definitely is.
Oh, fuck. Pulp Fiction, End of Watch, Jackie Brown. Fuck.
Like every Tarantino film, primarily.
What about Kill Bill? Is Kill Bill set in?
Not really. A lot of it was shot around there. Let's see. Other ones I was going to bring up. Other than Clueless, the other comedy I wanted to bring up, which also centers around some violence, Beverly Hills Cop. Clearly an LA movie. Really well done. Shows Axel Foley coming from, I believe, Detroit to Beverly Hills. And, I mean, Beverly Hills and the entire metro area is this an obvious character because of the way that they show the differences in class and all that in that movie.
Where does Pitch Perfect take place?
It's East Coast, I feel like.
John says LA Wars.
LA Wars is genuinely a really fun movie. I've got one last one that I know that we both like, that I almost said, but again, all of these were around violence. That's Sardis is the one that called that for tonight.
Violence is awesome, dude.
The Nice Guys.
Hey.
That's a really great LA film.
That's an amazing movie. I finally watched that after your recommendation. See,
Nice.
Unlike the two of us, I watch your recommendations.
But can you do me a favor?
Yes.
Can you fuck right off, please?
Right here? On camera?
Believe me, I have watched some of your recommendations, and it is sincerely. I just brought up Deep Cover. That the only reason I bought it is because of your feelings on it.
It's a good movie. Incredible movie.
It is. Oh, Kiss Kiss Bang Bang. That's a really good LA film.
Where does Jurassic Park 2 take place?
I think it's San Diego, that one scene. I think that's San Diego.
It's the same.
Walking the Edge. Was that LA?
I think it is.
It might be. Yeah. Forster, man. That's a good movie. And that's the hard thing, is there are so many great LA films because most of them are shot there. So it's the obvious backdrop to a lot of these movies. So it was really hard to narrow down to this list. I think I mentioned everything I had written down now. I did want to shout out, somebody said another one that I had written down. John Stump said Mulholland Drive. That was a pick for me as well. And here it was. Jeff said Boys in the Hood. I was considering Boys in the Hood, but I had to go to Menace to Society, of course. Sean, is Training Day in LA? I think it is. How do you have? Okay, I'll take that one off.
You can't stop me.
The Big Lebowski. That's another good one.
I am Filippo the Unstoppable.
The Flippy.
A Flippy.
You're the one that chose it.
I don't know why.
So anyways, what else is going on with you now that we went over our list and I can toss this?
I'm drunk.
Really?
I'm really drunk. I think I'm going to go beat my wife.
Oh.
Just kidding. But I am drunk.
You had said before that your wife was crafty, right?
Yeah.
Why doesn't she, like, I don't understand how at this point in her life she hasn't started a company called Tailor Made.
I gotta tell her that once this ends. Holy shit. What was I gonna say? I forgot. I love you, man. You're a good guy. I love you. I missed you.
It was a long couple weeks. I missed you as well.
Ryan sent me like a text of like a guy jerking off or something this morning. The first thing I see.
Let's be accurate about that. It is not a guy jerking off. Let me pull it up. What a weird way to say that. It is just a text meme because
that's a guy's penis.
But his arms are above his head. It's a play on the random crap that you always send me.
Hey, what? You show something I send you. I send you good stuff.
All of it is nudity and feces and racism and.
What's the last fucked up thing I sent you?
You deep throating a banana.
Show it. Show it on camera. That's awesome.
Even Sardis noticed your background. He said, "Looks like Flip organized the shelves."
Show me deep throating the banana. That's a good video. It's a big fucking banana too. I got it really in there. You're not gonna play it.
Oh, I am. Damn it! It just switched my AirPods over. Reconnecting.
Oh,
okay.
Sean got the deep throat text too. I sent it to one of my friends I know that lives in the town.
I can't play the video or my AirPods will switch over and I won't be able to hear you.
Just play it for a second. It's just a quick second.
Literally just pressing the play button, it makes them go over. That's how Apple does it.
But then once you're done playing, it'll switch back over, right?
Oh, I think so. Well,
yeah, so I'll just be playing.
Let me see.
Oh, Sean's wife was impressed.
It's stuttering because it's trying to move the AirPods over. Why am I showing this on stream?
It's a big fucking banana, dude. Wait, I gag a little bit, and then I get it all the way in.
Hold on, let me reconnect.
That's fun.
Okay, here we go. I'm back.
Yeah, so I have like maybe 10 videos of me deep throating bananas on my phone.
It's a weird life.
But I sent it to a friend who lives down the road, I get in the town over, and he just sends me ... and I just wrote pretty cool, huh?
You never responded to mine. I don't understand how those aren't on TikTok yet. You could literally be the guy that deep throws a banana every day.
Oh, dude, I don't know about every day. That's a lot of potassium.
Well, every other day, deep throat one and then give it to your wife and say, "Here, I got this for you."
I used to be able to, before carpal tunnel, or before arthritis, stick my fist in my mouth.
John says it's time for me to get a new number.
Yeah,
Jeff says, "Imagine what he can do when sober."
Yeah, I mean, I was sober in that video.
Oh, they have some way to straighten that out now. I saw it on TV. That banana was crooked.
I mean, mine is too. I have a couple straight bananas I deep throat. I'll send it to you later.
I think I'm all right.
I love being like, "Hey, Mom, look at this," and just showing her that. She's always like, "What the fuck's wrong with you?"
A lot.
It's awesome. I have a talent, dude. I have a talent.
I mean, I can't argue with that.
God gave me a talent that made me straight. So it's too bad I don't like cock.
Well, it is a spectrum. You just snorted. That was great.
You want to hear a racist joke?
Not really.
I'll tell you off air.
I'll
Sorry.
Yeah, you might be drunk. I don't think either of us have ever drank on stream before.
That was a mistake. That was a mistake. What was I going to say? I was going to say something silly.
Nobody knows.
No.
I genuinely thought this one would go a lot longer tonight, but it seems like you're not going to be able to.
I'll tell the story of how I was on Girls Gone Wild next week.
You've already told that before. You have like streaming whiskey dick right now.
I do. Ew. Ew. There's been 20 mass shootings since the last time we spoke. How cool is that?
That's it?
That's it? Come on, America.
It's been a really rough few weeks.
Oh, it's been bad. It makes me so sad. Yeah. Every day I turn on the news, I'm like, again?
Yeah.
You know? But then every day I wake up and I'm depressed because I'm not near you.
Well, speaking of depression, how about we end this with a kind of messed up story about Mr. Jeremy Long?
I'm always down to make fun of Jeremy Long.
No, this is a very empathetic story about Jeremy.
I will never be empathetic towards Jeremy Long.
I spent all day Saturday with Jeremy. We went to Monsterpalooza in LA together. I took a picture with the cast of Scream with Jeremy. We left the con and we went to the double feature at the New Bev together. Jeremy drove me back to the condo I was staying at, and he drove back to the New Bev to catch the midnight showing of Pieces. He stayed for the entire thing and got done at like 1:45 in the morning. He left.
Why did you go?
Because my flight left like 5 hours earlier.
I would have just stayed up.
I could not. Another long story that's going to be in one of my videos. My alarm was supposed to go off at 4:40 in the morning. I didn't wake up till 6. And my flight. And
if we ever hang out, the three of us, I'm going to be the one up all night, just caffeinated, being like, guys.
Oh, we know.
3 a.m. It's early.
Anyway, so he went to this New Bev at 1:45, or got done about 1:45 and was driving home. He lives with no traffic, like 20, 23, 24 minutes away from the New Bev. He was wide awake the entire time, wasn't falling asleep or anything like that. And right around the corner from his house, less than a mile from home, there is this giant street that he has to go on to get to his place. And it's got 3 lanes in each direction and a little concrete median. And it's almost 2:00 in the morning at this point, and he's riding in the number 1 lane, about to turn left onto his road, and a homeless person's shopping cart, nobody around it, got blown in the wind into the number 1 lane and rolled out in front of him. And because it was almost 2:00 in the morning, he could not see it, and it was so late that he ran into it going like 35, 40 miles an hour, messed up the entire front of his car, and he's going to be without a car for like the next 2 or 3 weeks.
I'm going to call him right after the stream ends and tell him I'm really glad that happened to him. Is he pissed?
He is very upset. Sardis asked, did I check out Jeremy's film library? I got to admit, Jeremy has one of the most impressive collections I've seen in person in a very long time. Jeremy lives in a small LA apartment with a roommate, and roommate is very kind for what Jeremy is allowed to do in this place. So
really?
In Jeremy's I guess you can say like dining area where it's like connected to the kitchen.
He showed us on the private stream.
Yeah, but nobody else has seen this. So he's got like 5 shelves that is just one of them on the bottom is Arrow Video, but everything else is just TV. And he has some of the most rare TV box sets that I've ever seen in person. Like stuff what? That like I've seen on like the whole old Charmed collection, the whole big DVD thing. He's got all kinds of stuff, and it is massive. It takes up the entire wall going around the corner of his dining area. And then in his entryway, when you first come in, is his entire Vinegar Syndrome collection in this nice little like a foyer shelf or whatever. And then into his living room, he's got his whole collection of vinyl. He's got most of his Blu-ray collection is in there, all in alphabetical order. And these are only ones that are non-boutique. He has an entire Scream Factory shelf. But then you go into his room, and in his room, he's got 2 walls, which is the rest of his DVDs. And then he's got a couple shrines. So he has an entire Weird Al collection. He's got things signed by Weird Al. He's got like Weird Al pop figures. He's got all kinds of stuff like props from films.
That's why he doesn't have a girlfriend.
No, it's not, because this is impressive. Like, I wanted to be his girlfriend. So I'm checking all this out. He's got the rest of his Blu-ray collection in there. I was like, this is pretty great. And then he goes, oh, and then by the way, and he goes and opens, not opens, his door was already open, but his bedroom door, he goes to close it, and behind it was 2 more hidden cabinets. So it's built-in cabinets in the wall, and he opened those, and he's got the rest of his Blu-ray collection from certain boutiques, like A24 was in there, some from like Film Detective and stuff like that. But then he's got all of his screeners that he gets because he is a part of the Writers Guild. He gets a lot of stuff from friends. He's got so much shit. It is wild, his collection.
Is his roommate cool?
Yeah, his roommate was great. Yeah.
That's awesome.
He's got so many signed posters over all of his walls, projects that friends have been in, rare things. He was in a, was it a weird? Yeah, I think it was a Weird Al music video. And one of the old videos where they were posing where everybody was dressed up as Weird Al, and some people were holding a sign, and he was dressed as Weird Al holding a sign that said weird. And when they were done with the shoot, Jeremy just like casually folded up the weird sign and put it behind him and walked out with it. And then later got Weird Al to sign it.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So he's got some great, like one of a kind things.
Did Weird Al know what that was from?
Oh, absolutely. Jeremy is close friends with, I believe it's the guitar player for Weird Al. So it is, yeah, not anything surprising at all.
That's fucking rad.
He's got like one of a kind art that people have made. The guy that you've met as well, the guy from the Oblongs, he's got art from him.
Oh my god, that guy made me a shirt that said "Fag Jew" on it.
Yep,
love him.
We've got, let's see, what else did he have? He's got like some really nice signed one sheets just from random films. He's got his friend wrote that movie Better Watch Out, and he's got that signed in his bedroom. He's got so much. It was just genuinely very impressive.
It's cool that he has stuff signed by his heroes. I can't wait to meet my heroes, like you.
You know what's funny is I almost just said someday we'll meet.
Hey, you know what's up. What are you drinking?
I am drinking a peach flavored Walmart water.
Did you check his sock drawer? What does that mean?
Did I check his sock drawer? I did not check his sock drawer. Looking for his hidden things, I assume.
Did you see his penis?
Not this time. But on private stream, we both definitely saw his butt.
Oh, I forgot about that. Jeremy Long's got a dunk. He should change his name to Jeremy Dunk.
It was such a great time just being able to hang out with him, though. Like, this is going to be in the video, but since not everybody is subscribed to this, I'm going to switch to just me for a second. Flip, sorry about this.
Bye, guys.
This is, wow, try to get rid of the glare. Me and the Scream cast and Jeremy. Anyways, I'm not bringing you back on like that.
I was rubbing my nipple.
I will say, Matthew Lillard, this is another hint for one of the things that's going to be in my video. I didn't get this on video because I didn't know he was going to say it, but one of the nicest guys I've ever seen that's like an actual big name at one of these things. We were about to do this big photo op, and he came out and grabbed the mic from the guy that was coordinating everybody lining up, and he said, anybody that has a child under the age of 5, anybody that is in like a wheelchair, has a disability, and anybody that has a member of your group that is on the spectrum, please come up to the front of the line so that we can get you in and out so that you can be accommodated. And that sort of thing just is not recognized anywhere. So as a parent,
too bad I wasn't there. We would have gone to the front.
I mean, I could have gone to the front with that, but I still didn't.
That is pretty awesome.
Yeah, it is nice that he's always able to call that out.
That is awesome. Well, I love you. I'm glad you're back. I love you. I'm glad.
You should probably go sleep it off.
I have to go clean the restaurant, so I'm gonna
jeez.
sleep. I'm gonna sleep for probably like a couple hours. And then
Wasn't it closed today?
yeah, but Sunday I was so burnt, I just left. So I gotta go clean, but probably just walk down. It's in walking distance.
Nice.
And I'm fat, so I need the exercise.
That's the other thing. Because I walked around so much, even though I ate all kinds of terrible food, I gained like 0.3 pounds.
You look fantastic.
Really? Because I'm very overweight.
You're a beautiful man.
Bob had bitch tits.
You wear it well. Like if you were skinny, it'd be weird.
I've got pictures of me skinny, and it was not great.
I've seen a video of you in a bathtub, and I have to say that was one of the hottest things I've ever seen in my life.
I was pretty overweight then too.
You're sexy. Stomp me. You know.
My buddy is trying to find me the copy of that with the sound restored. He's still got all the videos that we made. So when I went to show you guys, I couldn't believe that the sound got deleted. We didn't have any
exclusive if he finds it.
Oh, it might be. That is a great idea.
That's all. I'm gonna subscribe to it.
Yeah, there was nothing copywritten or anything in that, so I'm shocked that got pulled.
Well, let's wrap it up. I'm gonna go cuddle myself in bed for a little bit.
Thank you, everybody. Thanks for coming back. Like I said, got a couple of videos coming about on the rest of the experience. There was some randomly really cool stuff that I'm going to talk about. So please come check them out. We'll see you next Tuesday for the next random episode of Discovering Cinema.
Peace up, A-Town.